When a man begins to develop deep feelings for someone, his behavior often takes an unexpected turn. Instead of moving closer, he may suddenly create distance, leaving you confused and wondering what changed or what you did wrong. This shift can feel painful and unsettling, especially when things seem to be going well. But what if that distance is not rejection at all? What if it is actually a reflection of how deeply he cares? The truth is, falling for someone can be an intense and overwhelming experience for men. It can stir emotions, memories, and fears they may not fully understand or know how to handle. This emotional shift can cause them to behave in ways that seem contradictory on the surface, but make sense when viewed through a psychological lens. This dynamic is far more common than most people realize, and it is deeply rooted in male psychology. Many men are not taught how to process strong emotions in a healthy or open way. Instead, they are often taught to suppress, control, or avoid emotions that feel uncomfortable. Understanding why men act this way can help you look beyond surface behavior and recognize the signs of genuine affection that may be hidden underneath confusion or distance. When you understand what is happening internally, it becomes easier to respond with patience rather than fear, and with confidence rather than self-doubt. Today, we are exploring several psychological reasons that explain why men often pull away just when they are falling for someone. By the end, you will not only gain clarity, but also develop a deeper understanding of how to navigate these moments calmly and wisely. This awareness can help you protect your emotional peace while still allowing space for connection to grow naturally. When a man starts developing strong feelings, one of the first things that often surfaces is a fear of vulnerability. Vulnerability requires openness, emotional exposure, and the risk of being hurt. For many men, this feels deeply uncomfortable. If he has experienced emotional pain in the past, such as rejection, betrayal, or loss, those memories may resurface when he begins to care again. To avoid facing that risk, he may instinctively retreat emotionally. This withdrawal is not because his feelings are fading, but because they are becoming real. Vulnerability exposes a man's deepest emotions, and many men have never been taught how to sit with those feelings safely. Instead of leaning in, they protect themselves by pulling back. Creating emotional distance becomes a way to regain a sense of control. It allows him to breathe, think, and avoid the fear of losing himself in emotions he does not fully understand yet. This distance is not meant to punish you or push you away, but to give himself a sense of safety while he processes what he is feeling. Psychologically, men are often conditioned from a young age to believe that vulnerability equals weakness. They are taught to be strong, composed, and emotionally steady, even when they are struggling inside. Falling for someone challenges this belief system. Suddenly, emotions arise that cannot be ignored or easily controlled. This creates an internal conflict. On one side, he wants closeness, connection, and intimacy with you. On the other side, he fears losing emotional control or being exposed in a way that feels unsafe. This inner tension can result in confusing behavior. One moment he may be warm, attentive, and affectionate. The next, he may seem distant, quiet, or withdrawn. These shifts are not a sign that he is playing games or losing interest. They are signs that he is struggling to balance his feelings with his fear. He is learning how to exist in a space where he cares deeply, but does not yet know how to fully express it without feeling vulnerable. As he navigates this unfamiliar emotional territory, he may need time to process what these feelings mean. Men often think through emotions privately rather than talking them out. Silence, space, and distance become tools for reflection. While this can feel painful on the receiving end, understanding the reason behind it can help you avoid taking it personally. His withdrawal is often a sign that something important is happening internally. When you recognize this pattern, it becomes easier to respond calmly instead of reacting emotionally. Giving him space without chasing or pressuring allows him to process his feelings safely. This, in turn, often leads him back with more clarity and emotional readiness. Genuine affection does not always show up as constant closeness. Sometimes it shows up as a man trying to understand his own heart before fully offering it to someone else. Understanding this does not mean you should ignore your own needs or accept unhealthy behavior. It simply means recognizing that distance does not always equal disinterest. Sometimes it is the quiet work of emotional growth happening beneath the surface. When approached with patience, self-respect, and emotional balance, these moments can strengthen connection rather than weaken it. By learning to see beyond immediate behavior and understanding the deeper emotional process at play, you gain power over your own reactions. You stop questioning your worth and start trusting the process. When a man pulls away while developing feelings, it is often because he cares more than he expected to, and that realization is something he must learn to face in his own time. This understanding can help you realize that his distance is coming from inner struggles rather than a lack of interest. When you see his behavior through this lens, it becomes easier to stay grounded instead of assuming the worst. His silence or reduced communication is often a sign that something meaningful is happening inside him. He is not pulling away because he does not care, but because he cares enough to feel unsettled by what he is experiencing. When a man starts falling for you, he may begin to overthink almost everything he does. He becomes extremely aware of how his words, actions, and even small gestures might be interpreted. What once felt natural and effortless suddenly feels loaded with meaning. He may replay conversations in his mind, wonder if he said too much or too little, and question whether his actions were misunderstood. This mental loop can be exhausting, and to escape it, he may choose to pull back for a while. Overthinking often comes from a deep desire to get things right. He does not want to make a mistake that could damage the connection or push you away. The pressure of wanting to be seen in the right way can make him freeze emotionally. Instead of moving forward naturally, he steps back to reduce the risk of saying or doing something wrong. Ironically, this attempt to protect the connection can make him appear distant or uninterested, even though the opposite is true. This behavior is closely linked to perfectionism and fear of rejection. He may feel that if he is not careful, he could lose something valuable. By creating space, he gives himself time to think, reflect, and decide how to proceed without rushing. From the outside, this pause may look like indifference, but internally, it is filled with thought, concern, and emotional investment. His distance is not a lack of feeling, but a sign that he is taking the situation seriously. By stepping back, he is also trying to maintain a sense of control. Strong emotions can make him feel vulnerable, and control helps him feel safe again. He may believe that slowing things down will prevent him from overwhelming you or revealing too much too soon. In his mind, this restraint is a way of protecting both himself and the connection. Even though it can feel confusing, it often means he is thinking carefully about how to show his affection in the right way. Falling for someone can also bring up challenges with emotional regulation. Not all men are prepared to handle the intensity of emotions that come with deep attraction and attachment. When feelings grow quickly or unexpectedly, he may feel emotionally overloaded. This emotional rush can be hard to manage, especially if he has not had much experience dealing with strong feelings in a healthy way. As a result, he may withdraw temporarily to calm his emotional state. This withdrawal does not mean he is uncertain about you or losing interest. It often means the opposite. He feels deeply, but does not yet know how to hold those feelings without feeling overwhelmed. Taking space allows him to slow down and regain emotional balance. During this time, he is trying to understand what he is feeling and how those emotions fit into his life. Psychologists suggest that many men are less comfortable identifying, naming, or discussing their emotions openly. While women are often encouraged to talk through their feelings, men are frequently taught to handle emotions privately. This difference can make emotional situations feel especially challenging for them. When feelings intensify, retreating inward can feel like the safest option. While he is pulling back, he is often processing things quietly. He may be thinking about what you mean to him, what the connection could become, and how it might affect his future. This internal processing can take time. He is working to align his emotions with his actions so that when he does move forward, he does so with intention and clarity rather than confusion. During this period, it is important to remember that his distance is not a rejection. It is not a sign that you are unimportant or that the connection was not real. It is a sign that he is trying to understand himself in relation to you. When you allow space without pressure, you give him the room he needs to sort through his emotions and return with a stronger sense of certainty. By staying calm and grounded, you protect your own emotional well-being while also allowing the connection to unfold naturally. Understanding these patterns helps you avoid unnecessary self-doubt and prevents you from misreading his behavior. Often, when a man pulls away during this stage, it is because his feelings are growing deeper than he expected, and he needs time to adjust to that reality. This distance is often his way of emotionally recalibrating himself. When feelings grow stronger, he may feel the need to pause and reset internally. Creating space allows him to regain balance, understand where he stands emotionally, and make sense of how deeply he is affected. This pause is not meant to push you away, but to help him feel steady again before moving forward. Sometimes a man will also create emotional space as a way of testing the depth of the connection. This is usually not a conscious game or intentional strategy. Instead, it happens on a subconscious level. He may begin to wonder if the bond between you has real substance. He might ask himself whether you will notice his absence, miss him, or feel the shift in energy when he pulls back slightly. Through this distance, he's quietly observing how you respond. This period helps him understand how invested you are in the connection. If you notice the space and respond with calm interest or gentle consistency, it reassures him that the bond matters to you as well. This psychological behavior can feel confusing and even unfair, but at its core, it comes from a desire for reassurance. He is trying to confirm that the feelings are mutual and that he is not alone in his emotional investment. It is important to understand that this is not about manipulation. He is not trying to control your emotions or play with your feelings. Instead, he is seeking emotional safety. He wants to know that the connection exists even when he is not constantly present. When you respond with patience and understanding, it can strengthen his confidence in the relationship and make him feel more secure opening up again. On the other hand, if he senses indifference or emotional detachment from your side, it may confirm his hidden fears. He might interpret silence as a lack of interest, which can cause him to retreat further into himself. This does not mean you should chase or overextend yourself, but rather remain emotionally steady and authentic. Balance is key during this stage. Another important factor is his strong desire for independence. Many men place great value on their sense of autonomy. Falling for someone can sometimes feel like a threat to that independence, even when the relationship is healthy and supportive. As he becomes more emotionally attached, he may instinctively create distance to remind himself that he still has control over his life and choices. This behavior is not a rejection of you or the connection. It is a way for him to protect his identity. Psychologically, men are often wired to see freedom and independence as core parts of who they are. Emotional attachment can feel unfamiliar or restrictive, even when it is positive. By stepping back, he is trying to find a balance between being emotionally connected to you and staying true to himself. Falling for you might make him feel like he is losing a part of that independence, even if that fear is not based in reality. These feelings often arise unconsciously. Creating space helps him reassure himself that he can be with you without losing his sense of self. Understanding this dynamic can help you give him the space he needs without taking his distance personally or questioning your worth. Another reason men pull away is fear of expectations. As a man grows closer to someone, he may begin to feel that expectations are increasing. He might believe that he now needs to meet certain emotional, relational, or even future-oriented standards. This pressure can feel heavy, especially if he doubts his ability to live up to what he thinks is expected of him. The fear of disappointing you can be deeply unsettling. He may worry that he is not enough, that he will fail, or that he will eventually let you down. These thoughts can create emotional stress, and instead of talking about them, he may withdraw. Pulling back becomes a way to escape the pressure he feels internally. The closer the connection becomes, the more real the possibility of responsibility feels. This can cause him to pause and reassess whether he is ready for what the relationship might require. His emotional withdrawal during this time is not about losing interest, but about feeling overwhelmed by perceived expectations and trying to protect himself from failure. Understanding this can help you approach the situation with compassion rather than fear. When you remain grounded and avoid placing unspoken pressure on him, you create a safer, emotional space. This often allows him to return feeling more secure, more confident, and more willing to engage emotionally. This reaction is closely connected to societal conditioning. From an early age, many men are taught that their value in a relationship comes from being a provider, a protector, or a source of stability. As his feelings for you grow deeper, he may begin to worry about whether he can truly live up to those roles. These fears may not be logical, but they feel very real to him. He may question his financial stability, emotional strength, or ability to show up consistently in the way he believes he should. As these thoughts surface, distance becomes a coping mechanism. Pulling back gives him time to process these internal pressures without feeling exposed. His withdrawal is not about losing interest in you, but about trying to figure out how to approach the relationship without allowing his fears to control his actions. He wants to show up in the right way, and until he feels confident in his ability to do so, he may choose space over closeness. Unresolved past trauma is another powerful reason men pull away when they start developing real feelings. A man who has experienced heartbreak, betrayal, abandonment, or emotional pain in the past may carry those wounds quietly. Even if he has moved on outwardly, those experiences can remain stored emotionally. When he begins falling for you, those old memories can resurface unexpectedly. Strong emotional connection can act as a trigger. It reminds him of the last time he felt open and vulnerable, and how much it hurt when things fell apart. As a result, he may instinctively retreat as a form of self-protection. This withdrawal is not a reflection of his feelings for you, but a defense mechanism designed to prevent future pain. Trauma has a deep impact on emotional availability. Even when he genuinely cares, his past experiences can create an invisible wall that keeps him from fully opening up right away. This wall is not built against you personally. It exists because his nervous system associates closeness with risk. Trust for him must be rebuilt slowly and carefully. His distance during this phase is about healing, not rejection. He needs time to feel emotionally safe again. Patience and understanding can help him feel less threatened by his feelings and more willing to lower his defenses. When he senses that he is not being rushed or pressured, it becomes easier for him to open up naturally over time. Another deeply rooted reason men pull away is the feeling of being unworthy of the connection. When a man deeply admires you, he may place you on a pedestal without even realizing it. He might see your strengths, your kindness, your intelligence, or your emotional depth and begin to question his own value in comparison. This can create a quiet but powerful sense of inadequacy. Instead of feeling confident, he may start to doubt himself. He might think you deserve someone better, someone more successful, more confident, or more emotionally expressive. These thoughts can cause him to withdraw emotionally, not because he lacks interest, but because he fears he is not enough for you. This self-doubt is a psychological obstacle that often goes unspoken. Men are less likely to verbalize feelings of inadequacy, so instead of expressing insecurity, they create space. In his mind, pulling back feels safer than risking rejection or eventual disappointment. He may believe that stepping away now will hurt less than being left later. When he distances himself for this reason, it is important to understand that his struggle is internal. He is not questioning the connection itself, but his place within it. His emotional distance is a reflection of his inner dialogue, not your worth or the value of what you share. Showing appreciation in a calm and genuine way can help soften this fear. When he feels seen and valued without pressure or expectation, it reassures him that he does not need to be perfect to be wanted. Over time, this reassurance can help him build the confidence needed to stay emotionally present and engaged. By appreciating him for who he truly is, rather than what he thinks he should be, you can help him feel more secure and confident in the connection. When he senses acceptance instead of judgment, some of his inner doubts begin to soften. Feeling valued without conditions allows him to slowly relax into the relationship and trust that he does not need to prove himself constantly. Another reason men sometimes pull away is their desire to maintain a sense of mystery. Many men worry that revealing too much too soon might make them seem less interesting or less attractive. By creating a bit of distance, he may believe he is preserving intrigue and preventing the relationship from becoming emotionally overwhelming too quickly. This is not about playing mind games or being manipulative, but about pacing the connection in a way that feels exciting and natural to him. This psychological approach comes from the idea that attraction grows when there is space for curiosity. When everything is revealed at once, he may fear that the spark could fade too quickly. By holding back slightly, he gives you room to miss him, think about him, and feel his absence. In his mind, this balance between closeness and distance keeps the connection alive and engaging. He may believe that stepping back helps the relationship unfold more organically. Too much intensity too soon can feel risky, especially if he is unsure how the connection will develop. Distance becomes a way to regulate the pace while still staying emotionally invested. Though it can feel confusing, this behavior often comes from a desire to protect the connection rather than sabotage it. Another deeply rooted factor is his need to protect his sense of masculinity. Many men are taught from a young age that masculinity is linked to emotional control, strength, and restraint. Falling for someone challenges these beliefs by bringing up vulnerability, tenderness, and emotional exposure. These feelings can make him feel unsteady or unfamiliar with himself. To counter this discomfort, he may act distant as a way of regaining emotional composure. Pulling back helps him feel grounded again and restores a sense of control over his emotions. This behavior is not about rejecting you or devaluing the connection. It is about navigating a complex inner conflict between what he feels and what he has been taught he should feel. He may be trying to protect his self-image while learning how to accept emotions he has never been encouraged to explore openly. This internal struggle takes time. He wants to stay true to himself while also allowing space for emotional growth. Distance becomes a temporary solution while he figures out how to hold both strength and vulnerability at the same time. Recognizing this pattern can help you respond with understanding rather than fear. His withdrawal is often part of his personal journey toward emotional maturity. When you remain steady and self-assured, you give him the emotional safety to grow into deeper connection without feeling pressured to change overnight. When you understand that his distance is not rejection but a response to inner conflict, fear, or growth, it becomes easier to stay grounded. You stop questioning your worth and start seeing the situation with clarity. His actions are often less about you and more about his relationship with his own emotions. If you have made it this far, it means something in this message resonated with you on a deeper level. Perhaps you have experienced this distance yourself, or maybe you are currently trying to understand someone who feels close one moment and far the next. These situations are emotionally challenging, but awareness brings power. When you understand that emotional distance is often rooted in fear, growth, or internal struggle rather than rejection, you stop blaming yourself and start seeing the situation more clearly. You begin to respond with calm instead of anxiety, with self-respect instead of desperation. This shift alone can change the entire dynamic. Instead of chasing answers, you allow space for truth to reveal itself naturally. You protect your peace while still remaining open to connection. That balance is where emotional strength lives. Relationships are not built on constant closeness, but on mutual understanding, patience, and emotional safety. When you stop forcing clarity and allow time to do its work, you often receive clearer answers than you ever could by pushing. If someone is meant to meet you at the same emotional depth, they will rise to that place in their own time. And if they cannot, you will still walk away stronger, wiser, and more grounded in your worth. Your value does not decrease because someone else is confused. Your presence does not need to be proven through effort or endurance. Real connection flows where there is emotional alignment, not emotional strain. Let this understanding remind you to choose yourself even while loving others. Stay open, but stay rooted. Stay kind, but stay clear. If this message helped you see things from a new perspective, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else feel less alone. And for more insightful and meaningful conversations like this, be sure to watch the recommended video you see on the screen right now. Thank you for watching, for reflecting, and for being part of a space where emotional awareness and growth truly matter.